Soon bells will be ringing. This is the moment of sweet love. I will love you longer than forever. Promise me that you will leave me never. Dear, I love you. All my life I love you. Promise me that you will leave me never. I will love you longer than forever. Now that we are one, clouds won't hide the sun. Blue skies of light smile on this wedding day.
I do love you.
Love you with all my heart.
Okay, then hold it on me. Just from here up. Oh, I said she's saying that. Hey, aloha from sunny Hawaii, where we make tourists laugh more. This video contains no other commercials. For viewers who know me, I am Anne Michelle's great uncle Pat Cicotello. That's the way we pronounce it in Italy. A retiree living in Waikiki on Oahu Island, Hawaii. Anne Michelle and Michael L. in this video created by me is sent to you in memory of your wedding. It was filmed by a very lovely teenager named Sam with assistance by Judy on location in my apartment and on Magic Island, where in the background you can see some of Waikiki Beach and the famous landmark volcano called Diamond Head. The background music you heard is Andy Williams singing Hawaiian wedding song, popular with tourists coming to beautiful Hawaii. A popular song for locals, Hawaiians celebrating their 25th wedding anniversary is Release Me, Let Me Go So I Can Be Free to Love Again. Stay tuned. Aloha from Magic Island. You're looking at the picture of the family roots for the Ciccotello, which is Richa, province of Campobasso in Italy. It's in the southwestern central part of Italy, the rural farm center, about 3,000 people. This is where your mother and father, this is where your grandparents came from. This is a picture of your great-grandfather, Giuseppe Cicotello, showing him when he was in the Italian cavalry with duty as a groomer. What happened was he was a young boy in the United States and he returned to Italy to put his time in the military service so that they wouldn't put him in jail as a deserter if he ever decided to return to Italy to live permanently. He was stationed up around Pisa. This photo was taken in 1903. Here's a photo taken in 1914 of your grandmother Giuseppe and Maria Carmela Cicotello. We're not sure, but it may have been a wedding photo of them because your grandfather's mother paid for her passage to the United States to marry her son. And we think that, these pictures were given to me by one of my cousins in Italy when I first visited them in 1941. Here's a picture of the family up to 1936. Hiya, aloha. All the children are in here except Brother Paul, myself, and Johnny. And Michelle, here's your daddy right here. That's Guy. Huh? Again, this picture came from Italy. One of my cousins gave it to me. I believe it was a picture that she had sent to her mother-in-law to show what her son got. Now here's a picture of your grandmother, Maria Carmela, and your grandfather, Giuseppe, that was taken in the 30s. I think about 1935. Actually, they were photographs to be used for an application for citizenship. But they never used it because, unfortunately, your grandfather died in 1939 and your grandmother died in 1946. But the reason, we don't know the reason why they waited so long to become citizens. But the story I always got, some Italians filed their first papers and thought that automatically gave them the citizenship. They didn't want to go before a judge because maybe they couldn't speak English and they weren't sure the geography. And one of my cousins of my aunt Donatella Fanelli, who was from Altoona, tells a story that when her mother went before the judge to take her citizenship, she was asked who was the first president of the United States, and she told the judge George Watermelon. So anyway, I'm sure she got her citizenship with a smile on the judge's face. Anyway, here we are. Guy, that's your daddy. Louis, he was one of the brainy ones in the family. He wanted to be a journalist. And here's Nick. Nick was a great guy, you know. He always told the story to me later years when he was out in Denver about how when we were growing up and some nights he'd come home, he'd be the last one home to eat, and they'd have to tilt the pot maybe to get a couple of dippers of food that was left for him to eat. The way we fed big families in those days was one-pot meals. Here's Carl. Unfortunately, he died right after he got out of high school. And he was probably the smartest member of the Ciccotello family. He was a valedictorian of his class, gave the class speech, and had many other honors. So here's Sam, handsome Sam. And here's your sister Josephine, who graduated with high honors, and she was women's liber before the women's lib movement got started. She took a job, a man's job during World War II, working for the Coppers Coal Company in the supply room. And she and another gal were issuing supplies, and they were wearing jeans to keep themselves, covered up from all that coal dust. And there's Paul. You probably know a lot about him. And here's me. And the reason I got the name Patrick, your grandfather, Guy, always told me when I was born, Dr. Doherty, a good Irishman, delivered me, and he told my mother that there was another boy, and if she had a name for me. And hey, my mother had so many kids, she wasn't worried about dates of birth and names. And she said, no, so he says, well, why don't you call him after my brother Patrick? And she says, all right, so they baptized me Patrick Ciccotello. Then when I got confirmed, I took Aloysius because I thought it was cool along with Patrick. And then here's your brother Johnny down here. He's a baby of the family. Huh? And everybody's deceased now except John, your Aunt Joe, and myself. Here's a picture of your daddy, probably taken in the mid-30s, as far as I know. And he, as you know, he was one of the most better hairdressers in the county, even beyond that. During the 30s, he entered competitions in New York City, and he won 2 trophies for hairdressing. Guy always told me that mothers would bring their little girls to come in for their first haircuts, and those little girls would grow up and have children. They would bring their daughters in for their first haircut. And during the summer months, from any old time around Porch can tell you that there'd be lines of gals waiting the women and gals waiting outside the shop, waiting to get their hair trimmed in by your grandfather guy. Huh? Here's a family photo taken in 1948. It was a little down around Blue Knob someplace, huh? And here's a picture of Carl up here, the one who died when he graduated after graduating from high school. It was a kidney problem. Huh? Here's your daddy, grandfather. Here's Uncle Pat. Huh? Whoa! This is a picture of, I don't have to tell you, your grandmother and grandfather. You know, your mother's maiden name was Sparks, and she told me once that some of the students, sometimes she'd find old burnt-out spark plugs in her desk drawer. Once one of them had a note on it that said, "We have sparks but no fire." Huh? Hey, I was the best man at this wedding. Huh? And, it was the middle of winter, and it was cold, and there was a lot of snow on the ground, and your grandma, my mother, she and I, and Josephine were going up to the church, and Grandma Ciccotello complained that, gee, they had such a long courtship, they had to pick the middle of winter to get married when there was so damn much snow on the road. She was having trouble walking to church. Huh? And finally, here's a photo, 1968. I don't have to tell you who they are, huh? Michael and Elaine, huh? I believe it was taken during one of the family reunions that used to be held up at your Uncle Paul's house, huh? So now, stay tuned for the toast to the bride and the groom. And Michelle, since I'm related to you through your grandfather, Guy Ciccotello, who was your dad's father and my brother, I just did the talk story, and since your roots go back to Italy, and I'm an FBI man, a full-blooded Italiano, I'm going to toast you and Michael Allen Italian style. Huh? Mamma mia, even singing. In Bell'Italia, when boy meets girl, fall in love and gets married, their families and friends toast them, shouting, "Viva l'amore!" Hurrah for love, huh? And in Napoli, where l'amore is king, here's what they sing. Huh? When the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, that's amore. When the world seems to shine like you've had too much wine, that's amore. Bells will ring, ting-a-ling, 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 beat the bella. Hearts will play tippy-tippy-tay, tippy-tippy-tay, like a gay tarantella. When the stars make you drool, just like you had the bust of a jewel, that's amore. Lucky you and Michelle and Michael Allen, that's amore. When you dance down the street with the cloud at your feet, you're in love, that's amore, amore. Scusa me, but you see, back in old Napoli, that's amore. Hey, you didn't know your Uncle Pat could sing, huh? Wow. You didn't know he was a great bozzo, huh? A cantatore, huh? I'm really not. I can read some of the notes, but I usually fake it the music, huh? Now I'm going to sing a very traditional American wedding song. It's called I Love Thee. And then as a finale, I'm going to sing once again in Italian, an old song that's very popular and very beautiful, very romantic. It's called Anima Core. You are my present and my future. You are my life supreme. It's only joy. I love thee, dear. Now till eternity, my life I give to you. Anima core, non lassemo mamma più, manco per n'ora. Studei si diriete, mi fa paura, campa con te, sempre con te, per non morire. Che c'è, dicimo a parola mare, se ne bene può campare, per chi st'amore, se smane pure tu, per chi st'amore, teniamo c'è così, anima core. Stay tuned for more. And now the toast. Anne Michelle, Michael Allen, may your love for each other be modern enough to survive the times and old-fashioned enough for a lifetime journey, hand in hand, heart to heart, for a long, happy life together. Viva l'amore, hurrah for love. Cheers. Hey out there, don't forget your family roots. Thank you for viewing this video. Ciao, sayonara, sawadee krab. What else do they say, huh? Aloha. Look at these people on the right. Oh. Oh, okay. Hey, Anne Michelle and Michael Ellen, as you can see, we're back in my apartment. Huh? So we have a little film left over, so we're going to really toast you this time. So Judy here, she's the director of the film. And again, may your love for each other be modern enough to survive the times and old-fashioned enough for a lifetime journey, hand in hand, heart to heart, for long, happy life together. Viva l'amore. Viva l'amore. Hurrah for love. Cheers. Salute. Pan amore fantasia. Let's drink. A student drink song is Beverly Nostri, Italian student drink song is Beverly Nostri Madri, sì. Beverly Nostri Padri, sì. E noi che siamo, beviamo, beviamo. Does that mean do our mothers drink? Yes. Do our fathers drink? Yes. And who their children are, we drink too, so let's drink. Judy, salute.
Salute.
To and Michelle and Michael Allen. And everybody in La Familia. Salute La Familia. Cut. That's enough. This is a copy of our family history. Anybody interested in reading it, I think there's copies around. And within the family, also one at the Portage Public Library and at the Mormon Genealogy Library in Salt Lake, Utah. Thank you. You know, I never drank Coke. I was always a 7-Up man. One day they had Coke was on sale, and I thought, oh, what the hell, I'll buy the Coke. Now I'm addicted to it. Huh? I think it's better than a 7-Up. You're not filming, are you?
Yes, I am.
Is she filming?
Yes.
Oh, huh? But we can cut it out, can't we?
You can cut it out.
But it's funny.
Oh, we forgot the background music. Huh? That's what, hey. We're gonna cut this out, huh?
This is the moment I've waited for. bells will be ringing. This is the moment of sweet love. I will love you longer than forever. Promise me that you will leave me never. Here and now, all my love I've got. Promise me that you will leave me never. I will love you longer than forever. Now that we are one, clouds won't hide the sun. Blue skies of a rainy smile on this wedding day.
I do
I do
love you.
love you with all my heart.
Oh, Sam, this is your camera. All you folks back there, this is Sam the camera gal. Say hello to him, huh?